Hey, welcome back. Let's talk about compulsions today.
No sunrise or sunset, but
Pretty dang nice day, right? We got that to look forward to. At some point in our life, we couldn't deal with something, and we turned to some type of compulsion, whether it's drugs, alcohol, sex, food, gambling, working, shopping, you name all of them. You know, I've I've had my problems with substance abuse. I've had my problems with food. I've had my problems with other compulsions. And what it comes down to is, and look, I learned this because I said in the other episode, the previous one, that I stopped drinking recently. I'm on day number 6, so super recently. But after the last time, and I woke up that morning, I knew I was done. I knew I was absolutely done. And I was motivated by the pain. A lot of times we make changes to seek pleasure or to avoid pain. And I'm learning so much from a fantastic podcast. Look, if you're having a problem with alcohol, especially, or in any other type of compulsion or substance, I recommend the podcast, The Stop Drinking Coach. This guy absolutely gets it. He absolutely gets it. He understands humans. He understands trauma. He understands mental, emotional states of mind. And it was a godsend. It was the universe coming to me at that time, at the right time, last week, when I knew I was done, and I knew I needed some help. And so I Googled, like, stop drinking podcasts, something like that, and I found them. So, pardon the noise. There's some cars driving by. But at one point, our compulsions do serve a purpose for us. A lot of times it's to escape the pain. A lot of times, especially with drinking, we start in high school, and it's a fun thing. Our friends are doing it. It's new. We've never altered our state of consciousness, and it's the first time doing it, and it's fun. But as we continue doing it, we move through high school, college, and then we wake up one day and we're like, dude, I'm doing this every day, once a week. I'm doing it more than I want to. And for myself, that's what it came to. And so I'm motivated by wanting to avoid the pain. So, but our compulsions do serve a purpose for us, okay? But a lot of times what we use them for is a procrastination to avoid growth, to avoid the growth that we know we need to do. And so we latch onto these things, these tools that are effective, but only temporarily, and come with a great cost to us. And sometimes we hold on to them so long that we absolutely hit rock bottom. I've been there. I've absolutely been there, and I've been there very recently. And it sucks, man. And when we get to that bottom, we feel like we are such an absolute failure, that this is our lot in life. Especially if we're coming from childhood trauma and we got that messaging as a kid, that whether it was verbal or nonverbal, all it takes is a look. All it takes is a look that you get from your parent, your provider, 1,000 times over, from the age of 3 to 18 or whenever you move out of the house. And that etches something in you, that look tells you that you are worthless, you are not welcomed in this house, you are unloved. And look, it may even come to much greater than that. Look, I'm a survivor of emotional, physical, and verbal abuse, and a scapegoat survivor. And these things that we turn to absolutely serve a purpose. These compulsions, these substances. And so we use them, and then they become our identity, a false identity, but they become our security and our comfort. temporarily. And the sad thing is that they work. And the sad thing is they will keep working and keep working at a cost. And the saddest thing is that some people never get the opportunity to address it, to heal themselves, to find the help. And that is their life, and we get that one chance. And so what do you do when you find out that, or you discover that you've absolutely screwed up? You've hit rock bottom for whatever reason. You got fired from a job. You OD'd and you end up in the hospital. You drank too much and you were just vomiting everywhere, making a fool of yourself, and you saw a video of something the next day. You told someone something you didn't mean to. You did something to someone that you didn't mean to. What do you do? We feel so. I've been there multiple times, man. I've been through a divorce. I've been through being fired from jobs. I've been through, breaking friends' trust. I've been through breakups in relationships. And those times are terrible, man. It sucks. And the first thing we want to do, especially if we come from a trauma background, is we think we are unique. We think my problem is special, and so we isolate it. Maybe we don't consciously think it, but I think deep down we think no one else will understand it, or we think, I don't want to talk to someone about this because I feel like I would be bother to them. I would be a problem to them. And it's the hardest thing to get out of. Asking for help, realizing you need help, and then going out for that help takes so much courage. And so people who have recovered, people who are drinking right now, people who are using substance, are workaholics, are shopaholics, are sex addicted, are food addicted, man. I get it. I get it. And it's tough, man. Life is tough. But one thing I love about this podcast that I found, the Stop Drinking Coach, since deciding to stop drinking myself, is that he always says, what are you going to do? What's the other thing you're going to do? Keep drinking? It's going to get worse. You die. Your liver goes out. You get diabetes. You have a heart attack from all the crappy food that you eat when you're drunk. What are you going to do? And unfortunately, it does take that pain for some of us to hit that bottom, to hit that point, and then we wake up and we realize, I can't do this anymore. Not only can I not do this anymore, I can't do it on my own, and I need some help. And thank God we live in a time we do. Thank God we live in a time we do, where there is so much material out there to get help. I often think of, being raised in an abusive house. What if I was born 200 years ago? When there weren't really therapists, there weren't all these books written, there weren't groups of, abuse survivors, there weren't all these resources. You figure it out on your own back then? I don't know, man. God bless the people who just got us to these points that we're at now. So I'm kind of all over the place today, but I'm still going to post this. I don't know. Our compulsions serve a purpose to us for a period of time, and they come at a cost. And we continue to use them as a procrastination of our own personal growth. We know what it takes to stop drinking. We know what it takes to stop using. We know the steps that it takes. But these things do so much for us. They serve such a purpose for us of alleviating that pain. And we're so scared of that pain, and we're so unused to that pain. But here's the thing. That pain is a memory from the past arising in the future with a lot of things tied to it, emotions and thoughts and memories. But now we're in an adult body. And we are capable, and much more capable, of handling these emotions, these thoughts, these feelings, these situations. But it's like when you start a new sport. When I started jiu-jitsu, I was terrible, man. I was getting tapped out all the time. I had a little bit of a wrestling background, so I actually thought like I was a badass. Going in there, I thought, I'm gonna do great because I got wrestling background. But it's just like any sport, just like learning a language. We're absolutely terrible at first, and so we're avoiding these feelings. We're avoiding these uncomfortable feelings that our bodies and our minds and our emotional states are absolutely capable of handling. But we've turned to these compulsions, to these faux solutions for so long that we don't think we can handle it. But that's what the human evolution is about. That's what the growth of the human body, our emotions, our mind is about. We are now with an adult mind, with an adult body, and we still think we're in a child body, in a child mind, maybe subconsciously. But if we knew it consciously, we wouldn't turn to these compulsions. And so we turn to these compulsions because we think we can't handle it. It's uncomfortable, man. It's uncomfortable. And so if we slowly sit with these uncomfortable feelings, whatever it is, we had a bad day at work, someone said something to us, somebody looked at us the wrong way and reminded us of how our mother, our father used to look at us. And after that look came was chaos, abuse, more of the feelings of being unloved, isolated, unwelcomed in a home where we should have been loved, welcomed, and cherished. And sitting through these feelings, it is like learning a new language, like learning a new skill, like when I was learning jiu-jitsu, man. It's tough at first, it sucks, but you can get through it. And there is help out there, and there is support out there, man, and it's so tough to admit to ourselves that we need that help, that we need that support. And it takes a little humbling, it takes a little courage, it takes a little shrinking of our pride. But that helps out there. So I just want to let you know that if you're turning to compulsions, if you're turning to substances, work, sex, shopping, food, you're not alone, you're not unique. I've been there, man. I've been there before. It's tough. Life is tough sometimes. Life is really tough sometimes, and it sucks. That's what sucks about it. But the growth journey, the healing journey, is absolutely worth it. It's absolutely worth taking those steps, whether it's going to therapy, going to some type of group, going to AA, reaching out to a coach of whatever thing you want to, starting jiu-jitsu, starting to eat better, hiring a personal trainer, hiring a nutritionist to clean up our diet because we want to be healthier. It's tough because we have these routines etched in our mind, etched in our heart, etched in our entire psyche. And it's not gonna change overnight. It's gonna take some time, and that is the uncomfortable truth about this. And I just want to encourage you that if you're going through that, you're not alone. Your problem is not unique, okay? And there is help out there. I want this channel to be a resource, to be a platform to let you know that you don't have to suffer alone. I hope watching these videos is cathartic, is some type of commiseration for you, like talking to a friend about it, okay? I've had my problems with weed, with alcohol, with food, with sex, okay? And getting over them all was tough, but absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. And I know when you're in the middle of it, that's the last thing you want to hear. We want that shortcut. We want that, we want that hot stock tip that's going to make us rich, in 6 months. We want that lottery win. We want that solution. And it's human to want that. And sometimes we got to do the unnatural, unnormal thing and go for that slow progress. Ask for help. Get out there. get counseling, get therapy, buy some books around the topic, around healing from whatever it is, CPTSD, childhood trauma, surviving narcissistic abuse, going to a group. And I'm telling you, if it's worth it, I would say again, if you told, just in my fitness life, if you would have told my 20, 30-year-old self of what I look like now, how healthy I am now, and what I feel like now, I would have thought you were lying. I said, you're selling me just a bunch of garbage. And the same thing for my healing journey. The inner critic that I had, the self-talk that I had, the negative self-talk, my negative outlook on life, which was no fault of my own. Okay, it's my issue. It's my fault if I don't deal with it as an adult. But I received it as a kid, and you received it as a kid. You received it from some traumatic event. That's not your fault. Most of the time, it's someone else's pain that they're projecting onto you because they feel absolute shame. They hate themselves. They don't love themselves. And they themselves were taught that. They weren't loved. They weren't treated well. They were yelled at and screamed at for the littlest things when they were a kid. And now they're an adult and they're projecting that on you. That's not okay. That's not your fault. But we got to take the steps to heal. What is our alternative? Keep going, stay in pain. Keep drinking, keep smoking, keep cutting, keep eating, keep numbing out, and we just kick the can down the road, and the can gets harder to kick, the can gets bigger, the can gets heavier, and it just becomes a boulder on our back. That's a terrible metaphor, but whatever. You know what I'm talking about. You're a smart person. So, whatever it is, man, woman, you're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you. You're an awesome person. You're lovely. You have value just because you were born. And what happened to you is not your fault, okay? But it is our responsibility in this vessel, in this one time that we got, this one life. It is our responsibility, if we want, to get that help, to heal, to grow, to change our diet, to stop drinking, to start growing, and to become who we were born to be. And that's a fun puzzle to figure out. It's a puzzle too. It's tough. It is a puzzle. But man, when you see those pieces come together, and you realize that when people compliment you, I have a problem with this still to this day. When people compliment me on something, there's something inside me that discounts that says, nah, that's not real. They're just being, they're just trying to be nice. They're just trying to be friendly. But when you get to a point, when you actually realize that, no, I am that person they say I am. That compliment they're giving me is real about me. When you wake up one day and you realize the critic that's been inside your head your whole life, and you realize it's a little bit quieter, you're like, wait, I'm not beating myself up as much. Man, it's choking me up a little bit. It's a big day. It's a big day when you get there. The first time you get 6-pack abs, or you see that 4-pack, or you see your jaw, the skin on your jaw kind of start to chisel it a little bit. It's a great feeling. I want you to get there. It's worth getting there. Okay? There is hope. Get the help you need. Find the resources you need. Watch man, there's so many good YouTube videos, YouTube channels out there on getting help. It's worth it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share.
Another shot of this beautiful day.
Go enjoy it. Thanks for watching.